Hi, it's Logan Wells. Welcome to my YouTube channel that has the singing chef. I'm a singer, if you don't know that already. That's my full-time job, but I love to cook and entertain and give helpful hints as well. So, we are going to make some homemade applesauce today. It's fall, it is October 4th, and although we've had several days of some really crappy, rainy, cool weather, it has gotten really beautiful out again today. Looking to be nice for the next 5 or 6 days, 70 something degrees and sunshine, so that makes me a very happy girl, which makes me want to have a glass of wine. Cheers to fall and Indian summer. And you know what that means? Apples! Wonderful apples! I usually buy mine from the store. Once in a while we'll go to one of the orchards around the area, but this year we were lucky enough to have a friend of ours lives next door to a lady who has a huge, and I mean huge, apple tree, and it's just loaded this year. I'm guessing these are McIntosh because I've tried all different kinds of apples in my pie making and so forth, and these are the most delicious apples I've ever eaten. So he said he only picked about maybe 1/8 of what that tree had on it this year, so we're going to send him back this week to get some more. I've got some pies to make. But today is Sunday night, and I'm thinking we're going to make some applesauce. Got a really easy way to make it. If you have an opportunity to go pick some apples or get some at your local orchard, grab some, because there's nothing better than some fresh made sauce. So first thing I'm going to do, look at how many he picked. I don't even know how many pounds this is, but we're just going to take some of them because I'm going to save some for some pies that I'm going to make this week. And I'm going to first wash them in some soapy water. I know this lady does not spray her trees, so I don't have to worry about pesticides or anything. It's pretty organic, but it's just still always a good idea to wash them in some soapy water, and then we'll rinse all those off and wait for them to dry, and I'll give you the next instructions. Thanks. Okay, as I showed you before, we had a lot of apples. Holy cow, this is going to make a lot of applesauce. I just washed them first and kind of let them drain in the sink. Then you're going to bring them over here. And as I told you before, I'm using a Vittorio strainer, which I'll talk more about in a little bit. Makes this a lot easier job. I don't know how other people make applesauce without it, but you want to just quarter your apples. And the only thing they're asking me to do is remove the stem and the flower end of the apple. You can leave the core and the seeds and the peels on there. You don't have to worry about that. And if you see any bad spots, like this one's just got like a little bit of where a worm or something was starting to get in there, just cut that off. So you're just cutting off where the stem and the flower end, and cut them into quarters and put those in a bowl. When you're done with that, you're going to take some and put them in a big stock pot, as big a pot as you got. You only want to fill it about 3/4 of the way full, and then put some water in there until it's just about covering it. And you're going to use this water when you go to process the applesauce as well. So put those on, bring it to a boil, and then turn it down to medium-low heat for about 20 minutes. You want the apples to cook till they're just soft. And then we're going to show you about the Vittorio strainer. Okay, our apples are cooking on the stove. I'm just doing them in batches. This cooked for about 15-20 minutes until the apples are just about soft. And if you don't already have one of these, I hope you can still get them in the store. I'm sure you can, or if you Google it, I'm sure they still sell these online. Because there's still a lot of people who do canning and like to make homemade tomato sauce and stuff. That's about the only thing I have used this for, is making homemade tomato sauce with plum tomatoes in August. You can go and pick a whole bunch of them and make that, or applesauce, or apple butter too. But today we're just making applesauce. So you're going to take your cooked apples and kind of ladle them out here into the top of this funnel. And you have like a little plunger thing that you're going to push these down here, and you turn this handle, and you get to watch the applesauce come out of this portion, and then off to the side there you'll see all the junk come out, which is basically the core and the seeds and all of the peels. And after we process all of the apples, I'm just going to put it on the stove and heat it through good for another maybe 5 minutes, and add sugar to sweeten it the way you like it. You can keep it unsweetened if you want, but I like my applesauce with a little bit of sugar. And I only add cinnamon to it before we're going to serve it, because some people don't like cinnamon on their applesauce. And I'm going to take the stuff that came out of here, all this garbage, and I'm going to put it in the compost pile in my backyard, because that's why waste it. It's really good for the soil, and you just put that in the compost. All right, we've processed about half of the apples, and I've already got 3 big jars full here, like this. I'm just going to add sugar to this, and you can add whatever you like to taste. I don't like mine real sweet, because you can always add some more to it when you go to serve it. Sometimes you might give this to somebody who's maybe diabetic, and some people don't like cinnamon either, so you can always add some cinnamon sugar when you go to serve it. All right, so I've mixed that up good, and I've already tasted it, so I know it's perfect. And I'm just going to start putting some in the jars. Now, I'm not canning these and processing them so that they can be stored for up to a year. I'm just going to give these to some neighbors and friends and tell them that they should really eat it within 6 weeks, because it hasn't been boiled and processed and all that. So, and the rest of it, I'll show you in a bit. I'm just going to put in some freezer bags, because you can freeze it, and then you don't have to go through all that mess of sterilizing jars and getting new caps and boiling them and all that. All right, so we're just going to continue doing this. Okay, so we're all done. We got a lot of jars of these. I'm going to wait family and friends, and then you can also put them into little freezer bags and just mark them and put them in the freezer, and those will be good for up to a year. If you are really into canning and you want to go through all that, and it's a tedious process, then you can find some canning instructions, I'm sure, if you Google it, but this is just the quickest, easiest way to do it. Next week, we're going to make some apple butter from the apples we're going to get, and some pies. So I will see you again. Make sure you like the video if you liked this video, and subscribe, and check out the other videos that we have. Logan Wells, the singing chef, and helpful hints. See you soon. Happy fall.
I wandered by a brookside, I wandered by a mill, I could not hear the water, the murmuring, it was still, not a sound of any grasshopper, nor the chirp of any bird, but the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. The beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. La, da, 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 da. La, da.